This video will demonstrate how to create memes in Google Drawings. To get started, we're going to head on over to Google Drawings. So here I am in a blank Google Drawing canvas. The first thing I'd like you to notice in this canvas is that it has what looks like a checkerboard background, and that means that the background is transparent. What we're going to do, we're going to create a meme by grabbing an image and putting it on the canvas, overlaying some text, and then we will have students in the margin write an explanation. What we're going to do first is resize our canvas so that it's a perfect square. To do that, we're going to click File, and then Page Setup. So once we're in the Page Setup menu, we're going to click from Standard to Custom. First, I want to make sure that this is on pixels and not inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and change it to 1500 by 1500, and that'll give us a nice square canvas to work with. I'll hit OK. You'll notice that changes our canvas shape. Once we resize our canvas, we need to find a Creative Commons licensed image to be the focal point of our meme. When looking for images, it's important to remind students that we can't just do a Google image search and put the first image that we find. We want to use images that are licensed for reuse. So we'll look for Creative Commons licensed images. I like to do that through a site called Pixabay. That's pixabay.com, Pixabay. Pixabay gives users free access to over 1 million royalty-free stock images. So we're going to do just a quick little search on Pixabay, and we're just going to search for old technology and look for an image that we think would be good in our meme. And I like this guy right here. I'll go ahead and click on him. And it is a free download. It's free for use. You don't have to attribute anything, but if you don't have a free Pixabay account, you may want to sign up for one. So I'll go ahead and download this picture. And now I'm going to head back over to my Google drawing. Once I'm back in my drawing, I'm going to pull that image into the drawing file. And it's not quite the size I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor down at the bottom right corner of that image, hold the Shift key on my keyboard, and resize until it's the height of the canvas. And now I want to go ahead and crop this picture down a little bit. To crop it, I'm going to double click on the image, and then I can drag in the sides to crop out any part of this picture I don't really need. So now we've resized our image to be the same size as our canvas. The next thing we need to do is insert the text in our meme. To do this, I like to use word art. So I'm going to come up to the Insert menu at the top. I'll click Insert and Word Art. So I'll type out my first line of text. I typed out that text, and I'm going to go ahead and move it to the top of the canvas. And I'm going to use the red lines that pop up to make sure it's center aligned. Once this text appears up here, then I can go to the formatting tools at the top, and I can change the border color. I always like to make that transparent. And then the fill color, and this one I'm going to make black. And then to the right, I can adjust the font type as well. And I can make it bold and or italicized. Then I'm going to resize this a little bit. Now, to make sure that I replicate this font exactly, I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to hit Edit and Duplicate. And I'm going to pull that all the way down to the bottom because the next part of my message will be down here at the bottom. Once I duplicate that text and move it down to the bottom, I can double click on the text, and that'll let me edit the text of that word art. And again, I'm going to click, hold, and drag to center this on the canvas. If I really want to get fancy with this, I can layer an additional layer of text on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this again. So I'll click on the text, hit Control D on my keyboard to duplicate it. And that second one, I'm going to actually change the color from black So I'll hit the fill color on the paint can and make it white instead. And then I'm going to kind of line this up to where it looks like the colors are offset just a bit. And that just gives it a little fancier look of the text. And I'm going to do the same thing with this text at the top. So now I've created my meme. The next thing we want to make sure our students do, though, is do a little bit of writing to explain their thinking behind the meme. To do this, we're going to come and look at this toolbar at the top of the screen, and we're going to grab a text box. So I'm going to click the text box, and off in the margin, I'm going to draw out my text box and click the pencil to give it just a little slim border so students know it's there. Now when I assign this project out to students in Google Classroom as make a copy for each student, students will be able to type an explanation of their meme right here in this text box. Keep in mind that there's nothing stopping you as the teacher from creating this template for your students, setting the canvas size and providing the text box on the right, and then assigning this to students through Google Classroom as make a copy for each student, so each student has the appropriate template for their meme. This has been a brief demonstration on how to create a meme in Google Drawing.